I'm Tasha Johnson, originally from Indiana. I moved to Texas about almost 8 years ago. And then after that, I relocated to Panama. Back in April of 2023, I was on my job and I was online reading a news story. And there was a couple from Florida who moved to Panama. Before they moved to Panama, I can't remember what the husband did. I know he plays in a band and he's probably still, I believe they're in Boquete still. And she was a nurse in Florida. And from what I remember from their story, she said that they were living paycheck to paycheck. So she said that her husband one day said, let's move to Panama. She thought her husband had lost his mind, but she said, we are living our best life. I saw that and I said, wow, that's what I want to do. In the beginning, I thought I was going to move to Araijan, which was further out of the city. And so when we were on the tour, I believe we passed an area that I believe we passed Araijan. And it looked like a place that had everything that I needed. It was big, but not too big like the city. And so that's where I decided I was going to move to. So when I moved to Panama on June 3rd, I stayed with a friend of mine, Leslie, who I met on the PRT tour. And I stayed with her before moving into the Sands, the Airbnb. And when I moved in, well, when I stayed with her for a few days, she showed me the city. She's like, yeah, my doctor is here. I eat here. I do this. And she's walking to all these places. And I'm like, I like the city. So I never even went to Araijan. The neighborhood, I live in El Carmen. And when I was looking for a place to live, I told my realtor that I didn't really care if I had a view of the ocean because I know you pay more if you live right there, Avenida Balboa, and have ocean views. So I said, if I have a view of the ocean, that's fine. I told her I was looking for a large 1-bedroom with at least 2 bathrooms so that I wouldn't have to share my bathroom with any guests. I told her I wanted something modern, something that was furnished, and a large kitchen. I do remember that. And so when I started looking for apartments with her, we looked at some, some were not what I wanted. But when we came here, I said, this is exactly what I was looking for. Out of my balcony, I can see the ocean. Out of my bedroom, I can see the mountains. But I have a 2-bedroom, 3-bath with a large kitchen. It is furnished, it's modern, it's perfect. It's on the 16th out of 18 floors. So I love being able to look out, especially at night. My neighborhood is a residential area. So because there are not a lot of apartment buildings, a lot of towers, it's relatively quiet back here. Being on the 16th floor, I just open up my door. Sometimes I'll get that breeze. Sometimes I don't, but just to have my door open and not have to worry about bugs or birds coming in, it's an amazing feeling. And I love it. I really do. I am renting because I plan to move around throughout the city. So my rent is $1,050. That's for the 2-bedroom, 3-bath. That includes naturally access to the pool and the weight room. And then we also have 24-hour security. So my security, anytime somebody is here to see me, security will call me. That phone right there will ring. They will tell me who is down there, whether to send them up or not. Our security people are great. So rent is $1,050. That also includes 2 parking spaces in the garage. That includes my water and gas. So I'm responsible for the electricity and the internet. Internet is like $53 a month. When I'm running the air conditioner, my electricity bill is anywhere from $50 to $80. Okay, so when I get around, if somebody is inviting me to dinner, then I'll take an Uber from El Carmen to wherever. If somebody just wants to get together to play paddleball, pickleball, or whatever, I'm gonna walk there. It doesn't matter how far it is. So I'm pretty far from Multiplaza and the Cinta Costera, but I walk there often. So I am able to walk just about wherever it is that I need to go. I have a Reba Smith just right over here. And then down the street, I have a Super Extra. So I don't need a car. I walk to El Cangrejo. I walk to restaurants. I walk to coffee shops. I walk wherever I can. And when you're in an Uber, you miss a lot of these hidden places, these nooks, crannies, whatever you want to call them. But when you're out walking, then you're able to see all of that. I don't do a lot of grocery shopping. I'll go there to get, a few things. But I don't do a lot of grocery shopping because I have a chef that cooks for me. That's something I never would have been able to afford back in the States. So a week is about $160 to $170. I did that because by the time I get an Uber and decide where I'm going to go, get to the restaurant, pay the restaurant fee, then leave, or not fee, but buy the food, then leave a tip, and then take an Uber back home, tips going both ways, it was much cheaper for me to do this right here. If I were to get groceries, I would probably get them at Reba Smith because the variety, things that they have there, it'd be perfect to go. Or I could go to the Super 99. Fruits and vegetables, I usually go to Merca Panama. So what I do is I will take the metro to Albrook and then catch a bus at Albrook that'll take me to Merca Panama. Merca Panama has like 5 or 6 long, like airplane hangar sized buildings. And on both sides are fruits and vegetables. And it's so cheap. That's where I go to get my fruit. I need to make a trip there soon because I'm out of fruit. Pineapple in Panama. In the States, if you eat too much of it, it'll burn your mouth. Here, it doesn't happen. But there is a vendor right around the corner from me. He's actually in between Reba Smith and the Super Extra store. He sells 3 pineapple for $1. Or maybe it's $1.50. It's 3 for $1.50. Yeah. Even though I get my meals from Chef, I have a group of friends that we actually have a foodie group, and we'll go out to eat. We'll try different restaurants. So one day I had physical therapy in San Francisco. When I go to the therapy place, I passed a restaurant called Oh My Burger. So I said, well, let me go check that out. I had a bowl. It was a chicken bowl. So it had grilled chicken, some plantains, some black beans, and it tasted like the black beans were in some white cheese sauce. It had some pico de gallo on it. It was so good that I ordered a brisket bowl to go. And the brisket bowl was even better. So I told my friends about it, and we had a foodie date, and we went to Oh My Burger. And the burgers there are huge. They have a dip. It's a bacon dip for your fries, or you can put it on your burger. I was just sopping it up with my fries. It was so good. So yes, the food is good. There are so many restaurants here. You would never run out of things to eat or, different things to eat. I do a lot of walking. That fills a lot of time. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I teach Spanish 2 hours a day. Actually, on Monday and Thursday, I have my own Spanish class because I have a degree in Spanish, but I've lost a lot. I've forgotten a lot, but I know enough to teach the basics of Spanish. So just for my own good, I have a Spanish tutor. So the Spanish classes came about because someone in my Tuesday, Thursday class said that they found a tutor to teach them Spanish for like $25 an hour. Well, I mentioned that I have a degree in Spanish. And she said, well, you can teach us. And I didn't come here to work, but there's so many Americans that want to learn the language. I wouldn't feel right not helping them. So that's what I do. I have a class Monday and Wednesday, and Tuesday and Thursday. I teach them for 2 hours a day. They appreciate the class because it's fun. They're learning. And I only charge them $5 for a 2-hour class. So just charge them for my time. That's it. But again, they want to learn. They want to learn. They show up, every day when they can for their classes. I am busier here than I ever was in the States. In the States, I would go to work, go to church, go to the gym, go to the grocery store. If I was not at any of those places, any 4 of those places, I was at home. Well, I might have been walking, but still. Here, a lot of people say, I want to go to relax. Well, if you have any friends, you're not going to relax unless you just tell them no all the time. So last weekend, on Friday, I went to an escape room. After that, we walked over to a restaurant. Saturday, I got up and we went to the Toucan Resort for Dr. Duncan's get together. We were there for about 3, almost 4 hours. After that, we went to Oh My Burger to eat. So we were there for about an hour or two. After that, we went to a chocolate fest. After the chocolate fest, Tracy and her husband Kenny and I walked around San Francisco. We were going to walk in the direction towards home because Tracy and Kenny just live in that building right there. And we were just going to walk in the direction towards home and call an Uber. We ended up walking from San Francisco home. And then Sunday, yesterday morning, got in the Uber about 6:20 in the morning because the 3 of us went whale watching. So we had to be at the marina about 7 o'clock in the morning. And we actually left probably about 8 in the morning by the time we got checked in and on the boat and everything. And we went to Pearl Island, which is pretty far away from the marina. It was about an hour, 20-minute boat ride maybe. And we saw whales. After that, we were taken to an island and they fed us on the island, the beach. Then we came back. By the time I got back last night, it was about 7 o'clock maybe. But there's so many things to do that I have to put it on a calendar. I have to keep track of everything. I like to stay active. So I play pickleball and paddleball and, walking, of course. So I belong to a pickleball group. And then it's a group of us that, play paddleball. So yeah, that'll happen. I can go shopping anytime, either by myself or with somebody, buy clothes that I don't need. But yes, there is always something to do. You're only in your apartment not doing anything, or your house not doing anything, if you don't want to do anything. But if you do, there's so many things to do. So when I do a lot of walking, I don't always make it home or make it back home during daytime, but that doesn't stop me. So the sun goes down about 6:30, starts to get, dark about 6:30, but I still walk. It can be even at nighttime, I'll still walk. Now, like I said, in my area, it's residential. So just, a lot of houses. There's not as much traffic here as there would be if there were apartments and businesses and things like that. So my metro station is over there. I would say it's about maybe a half a mile away. That might be a little far, but I have to walk, quite a ways to get there because this street here is kind of like a dead end street. And so in order to get to the metro, I have to walk to the corner, make a left, get to that corner, make another left. So I found a few shortcuts, and the shortcuts are through alleys. They're paved, they have lights, and there are other people out there when I'm walking. Sometimes I'm out there by myself, but I don't fear for my safety. Now, I'm not going to be out, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, putting myself in danger, but I just go to and from wherever it is that I need to go to. And I've never had a problem, never had a problem. I'll see women out walking by themselves or running. I'll see mothers pushing their babies in strollers at the same time. There might be men out jogging for exercise. So yeah, no problem with safety whatsoever. So I don't have a whole lot of experience with healthcare. I've gone to get registered at certain hospitals, being a veteran and things like that. But I did have an issue, an emergency situation. Last Wednesday, I was walking out here in front of the building. I was coming back from a grocery store, and there was a man and his dog that were in the middle of the sidewalk, and they were facing the opposite direction from me. And so what I did was I stood where I was. I wanted to wait so that they would know that I was there, because I didn't want to pass them without them seeing me. So when he saw me, he and the dog got over to my far left of the sidewalk. As I was walking past them, the dog that was on the leash ran behind the owner and bit me on my thigh. I was hollering. It hurt. Oh my gosh. I've never been bit by a dog before. That hurt so bad. I was bleeding. There's, small chunks of skin taken out and everything. Security, because I was right there by, about to come into the building. So security heard me screaming. There was a lady and her young son who they were probably 100 feet ahead of me. And So they were out there, but security came to see what was up, and then he walked me over to the wall so that I could, sit on the wall. The lady that was with her son used her water from her water bottle and poured it on my leg. There was another lady out there who just so happened to speak English, and she told me that it would be good if I could prop my leg up. So I hobbled over to the bench area and put my leg up. There was an older man out there who took my bags from me and put them in the security office because the owner of the dog put his dog away and went to go get his car because he was taking me to the clinic. The whole time I'm, just out, I was just hysterical because I didn't know what to do, what I was going to do, who was going to do what, but he had already planned to take me to the clinic. Security helped me get into the vehicle, and the owner took me to the clinic. When we got there, he checked me in, told him the situation, and then when the doctor looked to see if I would need stitches or not, thankfully I didn't. I was called back probably 5 minutes after getting there. But anyway, she looked to see if I would need stitches. I didn't need stitches. So she wrote out a prescription, gave it to the man, the owner, the dog owner. He went and bought the prescriptions and brought them back. And in between that time, I had to get a tetanus shot. And then the doctor, when he returned, when the dog owner returned with the prescriptions, she used that cream to put on my leg. And then after that, he took me back home. He lives here in the building. So he gave me his phone number, told me where he lives, and said if there's anything else that I need to let him know. So he apologized several times, when he was driving me to the clinic, and he apologized again in the elevator. So I posted on Facebook about that incident to just reiterate how helpful the Panamanian people are. And that incident right there really showed it. Had I been in the States, I said I could have been blamed for the dog biting me. I could have been sued. I could have had to drive myself to the clinic or emergency room. I would have probably had to pay for my own things. So here, because the owner took that responsibility, it made it less traumatic. So the antibiotics, I got a 7-day supply. And I had to take it twice a day. Each pill 62 cents. And then the cream was like $11, $11.30, I think. But yeah, I don't know what the doctor bill was or anything. If you're trying to decide if Panama is for you, if you have the guide, first of all, follow the guide. If you're already there, like, yes, this is what I'm going to do, the guide is definitely going to help you. On top of that, if there are questions that you don't have the answers to, all you have to do is reach out to the group and you will definitely get your questions answered. Take the trip. I highly recommend the PRT tour because you're able to see Panama all the way to Boquete. If you're not sure if this is a place for you, come and see. It's just like a new food. If you're not sure if you'll like the food, taste it and see. That way you'll know if you like it or not. If you don't know Spanish, you don't have to. I'd highly recommend that you learn it because you can get more out of it. If you live in the city, if I start a new class, you're more than welcome to sign up for it. But just try it. If you don't like it, move back. But at least you can say you tried it. This life here is amazing. When I'm with my friends, that's all we talk about. It's like, I cannot believe I'm living in Panama. I cannot believe I get to experience this. I can't believe we get to do this. I am so happy here. No stress whatsoever. So yeah, if you're on the fence, like I said, come and try it. If you don't know if you can do it or not, you won't know. You got to come. You won't know if you can do it if you're still in the States. So you got to come and figure it out for yourself. There are a lot of people here that'll help you, both expats and the Panamanians. So even if it's a short-term visit, which you can do that, find an Airbnb. I've met people that have done that to try to determine if they want to live here, if they can, if they would like it. I'm telling you, oh my gosh, this is the best decision that I could have made. It really is. So yeah, don't be scared. This is an amazing country. You may move here alone, but you are not alone. So I hope to see you in the streets of Panama because I'm always out there. So maybe I'll run into you.